Come on to your lands.
Everybody thinks that when people moved into America, it was empty. Native people were here. We fed you.
Tomahawk chops and all these things, these aren't traditional Native things. These are inventions of white people in Hollywood.
I think there is an irrational fear that Native Americans want retribution. We only want equality.
Today we are at NBCUniversal and we are screening The Culture is Indigenous Women to a select group of friends, family, and community members.
NBCUniversal held a community screening of The Culture is Indigenous Women, hosted by Tlingit and Haida tribal citizen Alyssa London.
Community events are important for a program like The Culture is Indigenous Women because we created it in order to shine greater light on Indigenous people in our community. And so given that the content was meant to benefit our community, it makes sense to invite members of our community. And I really hope that this piece makes our community proud.
I'm Daryl Redley. I'm from the MHA Nation, the Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara Nation in North Dakota. I am here because I'm supporting Alyssa London. She invited me and I was so happy to come here to Universal Studios and be a part of it and just support her and support Natives, Indigenous women. It's very, very important. They are the core of our existence and we have to elevate them any way we can. So that's why I'm here.
Pamela Peters, I had the grand opportunity to help with their marketing deck, and I took photos of Alyssa. And all the marketing materials you see of her show, The Culture Is, all the photos, I was honored to be taking care of that. It's great to be out, honestly, and it's great to run into old friends. So the fact that we're all here, all these Native people coming together to support the amazing work that Alyssa is doing, and I'm excited.
So this special is part of the Culture Is series, and what's special about this one is that it's rare to have a forum for Indigenous women to come together and talk about topics that are important and pertain to our community specifically, such as what they think about MMIP to also what they think about the stereotypes that are still what the average American thinks about when they think about a Native American person. So you'll see me sitting at a dinner at the Comanche Nation with these women, and then you'll also see me up in Anchorage, Alaska, interviewing the first Alaskan Native Congresswoman, Congresswoman Poltola. And I get a little choked up because as the first Alaska Native contributor or potentially Native contributor at NBC, getting to sit down with the first Alaska Native Congresswoman was quite the moment for me in general. And I also hope that that moment is felt by viewers because representation matters, and every little bit that anyone in our community does to increase the representation is just very important. So I hope that shines through when you see the special.
London, an NBC News and MSNBC contributor, was the first person of Tlingit descent to be crowned Miss Alaska USA and is the founder of the media and education company Culture Story. She describes hosting The Culture Is Indigenous Women as surreal and reflected on some of her favorite moments from the series.
Well, you'll see in the trailer an amazing drone shot of the canoe landing at Suquamish, and just the community orchestration to make that happen was incredibly surreal because they did a canoe awakening ceremony before we got there, and they hadn't brought the community together after COVID prior to that event. And so the Suquamish leadership told us that it was a reason to get the community rallied around something, and you could really feel that energy. And I was also on a canoe with all females, and I've been on canoe journeys before, but that's just very powerful to be brought to shore, to ask permission to come onto the Suquamish lands in a canoe full of women in order to then go and host a show that was showcasing Native women. So that was a surreal moment.
The Culture Is Indigenous Women premieres Sunday, June 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific on MSNBC, and will also stream on Peacock. For FNX Now, I'm Frank Blanquette.